What if I told you there is a place on Earth where the government legally forbids you to enter after sunset? Not because of wild animals, not because of crime or military secrets, but because of something the government cannot control. Ghosts. Welcome to Bhangarh Fort, located deep in the Aravalli Mountains of Rajasthan, India. It is officially recognized as the most haunted place in Asia. At the entrance of this massive, ruined 17th century city, there is a large, rusted metal board put up by the Archaeological Survey of India, a strict government body. The board clearly reads, "Entering the borders of Bhangarh before sunrise and after sunset is strictly prohibited." Locals say that anyone who has ever managed to sneak inside the fort after dark has never returned to tell the tale. Or if they did, they came back completely insane. But how did a thriving, beautiful, royal city turn into a cursed wasteland of ruins? For that, we have to go back 400 years, to a story of unmatched beauty and terrifying dark magic. In the 17th century, Bhangarh was a wealthy, prosperous city, and the jewel of this city was Princess Ratnavati. She was known across the country for her incredible beauty. Kings from all over the empire sent her marriage proposals, but someone else was watching her. His name was Singhia. He was a tantric, a master of the dark occult arts, a necromancer who dealt in black magic. Singhia lived on a high hill overlooking the palace, and he was dangerously obsessed with the princess. He knew a royal princess would never marry a dark sorcerer. So, he decided to use his magic. One day, Singhia saw the princess's maid buying perfume in the local market. Using his dark arts, he cursed the bottle of perfume. It was a hypnotic love potion. If the princess touched it, she would surrender herself to the magician entirely. But Princess Ratnavati was no fool. Some legends say she knew secret arts herself. Others say she simply saw the potion glowing with an unnatural dark energy. Instead of applying it, she threw the bottle against a massive stone boulder. The dark magic instantly transferred to the boulder. The massive rock began to roll up the hill, defying gravity, moving with terrifying speed straight towards the magician Singhia. He was crushed under its weight, but in his final, dying breath, the dark sorcerer cast a permanent, horrifying curse on the entire city. He cursed that Bhangarh would be destroyed, that no one would survive, and no house would ever be able to keep a roof over its head. Their souls would be trapped in the ruins, forever denied peace. The very next year, a brutal war broke out. The city of Bhangarh was invaded. The beautiful Princess Ratnavati was killed. The entire population of the city was slaughtered. The city was abandoned, turning into a massive graveyard of ruins overnight. And the sorcerer's curse? It seems to be terrifyingly real, even today. If you visit Bhangarh village today, which sits just outside the cursed fort, you will notice something chilling. None of the houses have roofs. Whenever locals try to build a roof over their homes, it mysteriously collapses, sometimes killing the people inside. The villagers live in fear, knowing that the dark magic of Singhia still poisons the soil. But the real terror begins when the sun goes down. As twilight approaches, the guards force everyone out of the gates and lock them tight. The local villagers lock their doors. No one looks towards the fort. Those who have camped near the walls report blood-curdling sounds echoing from the empty ruins. The sounds of women screaming in pure agony. The faint, ghostly music of royal dancers performing in empty courtyards. And the heavy, metallic clanking of swords from a battle fought 400 years ago. There was a documented case of 3 young boys who decided to test the legend. They bribed a guard and stayed inside with a flashlight. Only one of them made it out the next morning. He was found screaming, pointing at the shadows, completely out of his mind. He was rushed to the hospital, but he died in a bizarre car crash just a day later. There is a heavy, suffocating energy in Bhangarh. Visitors often report feeling like someone is breathing down their neck. The feeling of being watched from the dark, empty windows of the ruined palace. The government doesn't put up warning signs for fake ghost stories. They put them up because people actually go missing. So, if you ever find yourself in India, you can visit Bhangarh. You can walk through the beautiful, roofless ruins under the bright sun. But when the sun starts to set and the shadows get longer, you better run, because the sorcerer is still waiting for his princess, and he does not like visitors. But the story of Bhangarh doesn't end with a simple curse. To understand the true weight of the darkness that blankets this fort, we have to look closer at who Singhia really was and what happened on the night the curse was fulfilled. Singhia was not just a local magician. He was a master of the left-hand path of Tantra, practicing rituals so dark that even other sorcerers feared him. Legends say he performed human sacrifices in the hidden caves of the Aravalli Hills to bind demonic entities to his will. The soil of Bhangarh was already soaked in dark energy long before the princess threw that bottle of perfume. When Singhia was crushed by the boulder, he didn't just cast a curse. He unleashed every demonic entity he had ever captured, binding them to the stones of the city forever. The fulfillment of his curse came swiftly and brutally. The neighboring kingdom of Ajabgarh, nursing a long-standing political rivalry, saw an opportunity. They attacked Bhangarh with a massive army under the cover of darkness. The massacre that followed was absolute. The invaders showed no mercy. Every man, woman, and child was slaughtered in the narrow stone streets. The beautiful royal courtyards ran red with blood. As for Princess Ratnavati, her end remains shrouded in a terrifying mystery. Some historical whispers say she was assassinated in her royal chambers, while darker legends claim she threw herself into the deep, dark stepwell of the fort to escape the hands of the enemy. In a single night, a population of over 10,000 people was wiped from existence. There was no one left to bury the dead, no one left to perform the final rites. 10,000 tortured souls were violently ripped from their bodies, trapped instantly by the sorcerer's dying words. Fast forward to the 21st century. The ruins of Bhangarh have become a magnet for paranormal investigators from all over the world. But the government restrictions make professional investigations almost impossible. However, a few international ghost hunting teams have attempted to monitor the perimeter of the fort from the outside, setting up high-tech equipment just beyond the restricted zone. What they captured defies all logical explanation. One renowned team set up thermal cameras pointing towards the main palace ruins at 2 a.m. Despite the area being completely deserted, the thermal imaging picked up massive clusters of cold spots, anomalies dropping to freezing temperatures in the middle of a hot Indian summer night. These cold spots were moving. They were pacing back and forth along the ruined balconies, exactly where the royal guards used to patrol centuries ago. Electromagnetic field meters go absolutely crazy near the borders. Batteries in flashlights and expensive cameras drain from full to zero in a matter of seconds. It's a classic sign of spiritual entities drawing energy from the environment to manifest. But the most chilling piece of evidence came from an audio recorder left hidden near the ancient marketplace. When the team reviewed the audio the next morning, they expected to hear the wind or wild animals. Instead, they captured a Class A electronic voice phenomenon. Beneath the sound of static, clear as day, was the sound of ancient Indian gungroos, the metallic ankle bells worn by royal dancers. This was followed by a heavy, distorted male voice whispering in an ancient Rajasthani dialect. When translated by local experts, The terrifying whisper meant only one thing: she is mine. Leave her alone. Even the wildlife knows something is deeply wrong with Bhangarh. The Aravalli Hills are filled with leopards, hyenas, and wild monkeys. Yet local shepherds will tell you that no animal ever enters the fort after dark. The street dogs that roam the daytime ruins completely disappear before sunset. They can sense the heavy, predatory energy that wakes up when the sun goes down. If you speak to the elders of the roofless village right outside the gates, they don't treat the curse as a ghost story. They treat it as a daily reality. They will tell you that sometimes, at exactly 3 a.m., the dead silence of the night is broken by the scent of a beautiful, ancient perfume drifting through the air. The exact same hypnotic perfume that doomed the city. Whenever that scent appears, the villagers lock their doors, cover their ears, and pray until the morning sun rises. Because they know that Singhia is walking the streets, still searching through the ruins for his princess. Bhangarh is not just a haunted house, it is a haunted empire, a place where time stopped 400 years ago in a moment of pure terror. So, ask yourself, do you believe in curses? Do you believe that dark magic can stain the earth so deeply that centuries of rain can never wash it away? The government of India certainly believes it, and if you ever stand before those massive iron gates as the sun begins to set, feeling the sudden drop in temperature and hearing the wind howl through the empty, roofless houses, you will believe it too.